Hello guys, welcome to another video here on Burp Suite extensions. This is under the Web Fundamentals learning party on Tryhackme, and we're currently on the Burp Suite module, actually the last room, which is the extensions for the Burp Suite. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. In this room, we are going to learn how to use extensions to broaden the functionality of Burp Suite. Okay, so let's jump into task 1, introduction. Welcome to the Burp Suite extensions room. In this room, we will explore the modular aspects of Burp Suite, focusing on its exposed functionality that allows developers to create additional modules for the framework. Why coding Burp modules is beyond the scope of this module, we will briefly examine the API documentations and discuss the typical process of adding new modules using Burp Suite BApp store. Okay, to complete this room, you will not need a target machine, but make sure you have access to a copy of Burp Suite. If you are using the attack bus, ensure that it is started now by pressing the blue start attack bus button at the top right side of the room. I'm going to be using my normal Burp Suite here, which is already ready, and I'm just going to put it side by side with the Tryhackme room right here. Okay, so let's dive into the exciting world of Burp Suite extension and extensibility. Okay, click me to proceed to the next start, and that's complete. All right, let's head on to task 2. All right, this is the extensions interface. Now, the extensions interface in Burp Suite provides an overview of the extensions loaded into the tool. Now let's start to take a look at the different components of this interface. Over here you can see we have the extensions here very close to the organizer here, so I'm going to click right that. Alright, number 1 here is the extensions list. The top box displays, this box particularly here, it usually displays a list of extensions that are currently installed in Burp Suite for the current project. It allows you to activate or deactivate individual extensions. So if we've added an extension here, it will be loaded right here. Number 2 is managing extensions. Over here on the right left side, which you can see labeled number 2 here. So managing extensions, on the left side of the extensions interface, there are options to manage extensions. We have the add. You can use this button to install new extensions from files on your disks. If you click on add right now, you can actually be able to select file from my file disks here, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this. Alright, so these files can be custom coded modules or modules obtained from external sources that are not available in the official BApp store. Now, to remove, the remove is not highlighted because you don't have anything loaded here. This button allows you to uninstall selected extension from Burp Suite. Now we have the up and down. These buttons control the order in which installed extensions are listed. You can take the one from the bottom to the top using the up and down buttons. Now the order determines the sequence in which extensions are invoked when processing traffic. Now extensions are applied in descending order, starting from the top of the list and moving down. The order is essential, especially when dealing with extensions that modify requests, as some may conflict or interfere with others. Number 3 here is the third part of the interface. This one we see here on the down part. It is the details, outputs, and errors. Towards the bottom of the window, these are the sections for the currently selected extensions. Now, so the details, these sections provide information about the selected extensions, such as its name, version, and description. We have output. The output here, extensions can produce output during their executions, and this section displays any relevant output or results here under output. Errors. Now, if an extension encounters any errors during execution, they will be shown in the section which is the errors section. Okay, and this can be useful for debugging and troubleshooting extension issues. Now, in summary, the extensions interface in Burp Suite allows user to manage and monitor the installed extensions, activate or deactivate them for specific projects, and view important details. output and errors related to each extension. And by using extensions, Burp Suite becomes a powerful and a customizable platform for various security testing and web application assessment tasks. So it's very useful. Now, are extensions invoked in ascending A or descending D order? It's usually in descending order, which is D. So put D there and submit, and voila, we got that correct. So let's head on to task 3. Task 3 here is the BApp store, the Burp Suite app. In Burp Suite, the BApp store, or what we call the Burp App Store, allows us to easily discover and integrate official extensions seamlessly into the tool. Extensions can be written in various languages, with Java and Python being the most common choices. Now, Java extension integrates automatically with Burp Suite framework, while Python extensions requires the interpreter called the Jython. Okay, now to get a feel for the BApp store and install a Java extension, let's install the request timer extension. Okay, we're going to get a feel of it right now. This extension was written by Nick Taylor. The request timer extension enables us to log the time it takes for each request to receive a response. Now, this functionality is particularly useful for identifying and exploiting time-based vulnerability. For instance, if a login form takes an extra seconds to process requests with valid usernames compared to the invalid ones, we can use that time difference to determine which usernames are valid. Now, follow these steps to install the request timer extensions from the BApp store. Let's do that. So we're going to switch to the BApp store subtab in the Burp Suite. So where is the BApp store? So we have that here under the installed. You have BApp store. So under this BApp store, the next thing we're going to do is going to use this search function to find what we call the request timer. As you can see, we have that here. Okay, there should be only one result basically, so we have only one. So click on that. Let's see here. Okay, so we have that here, right? Now click on the returned extension to view more details. This is the details of it. The extension captures response time for requests made by all Burp tools. It could be useful in uncovering potential timing attacks. So you can see the estimated system impact overall is low, and I think the last one is to click the install button to install the request timer extension. So we're going to click on that. So it's installing. It's already done installing. I think if we come back to our installed, we can see that here it's a Java, using Java instead of Python here. So yeah, we have that installed. Basically, this is just to show you how to do that. After successfully installing the extension, you will notice a new tab appearing in the main menu at the top of the Burp Suite interface. Okay, you can see that. Now, different extensions may have varying behaviors. Some may add new items to right-click context menus, while others create entirely new tabs in the main menu bar. Like you see, there might be, like this one has one here. The request timer has its own new tab added here. While if you go back to the extension, you can actually see that in the installed. So that's what that basically means. So as this installation is simply an example of using the BApp store, we won't cover how to use the request timer here. However, I highly recommend switching to the new tab and exploring the extension to understand its functionality better. The request timer can be valuable in various scenarios, especially when assessing web application security and identifying potential time-based vulnerability. You can try that out later. Now click me to proceed to the next task. We're done with that. Let's head on to the next task. Complete. Task 4, Jython. Okay, Jython. Now note, if you're using the attack bus, Jython integration has already been done for you, so you can skip this task. To use Python modules in Burp Suite, we need to include a Jython interpreter, which is a jar file, which is a Java implementation of Python. Now, the Jython interpreter enables us to run Python-based extensions within Burp Suite. Follow these steps to integrate Jython into Burp Suite on your local machine. So we're going to do that now. So download Jython jar by visiting the Jython website and download the standalone jar archive. Look for the Jython standalone option. Save the jar file to the location on your disk. So let's open that quickly. And okay, so we're looking for the Jython standalone. So this is basically it. So I'm going to click on that, and it's basically downloading. So while it's downloading, let's see what next we're going to do. So basically, once you've saved that and it's downloading to our disk 2, we're going to configure Jython in Burp Suite. Open the Burp Suite and switch to the extensions module, then go to extension settings sub tab. We're going to do that. So let's just wait for this to finish downloading. Okay, I think we're done downloading that, so let's just continue. To configure this, we're going to just head on to the extension settings, click on extension settings here, and then let's push this a little bit by the side. Okay, good. So with that on the side, then go to extension settings sub tab. So right here we're here. So the third one is the Python environment. We're going to scroll down to Python environment. This is what we can see here, the Python environment right here. And then we're going to set the Jython jar location in the location of Jython standalone jar file field. We're going to set the path of the downloaded jar Jython. So we're going to for the location here, right? So we're going to go to the location, select file. We're basically going to go to downloads because that's where it is, and this is basically it. So we'll set that, and once you've completed these steps, Jython will be integrated with Burp Suite, allowing you to use Python modules in the tool. And this integration significantly increases the number of available extensions and enhances your capability in performing various security testing and web application assessment tasks. Now note that the process of adding Jython to Burp Suite is the same for all operating systems, as Java is a multi-platform technology. So once you've added that, now we'll be able to use any other Python related tools or Python modules. Okay, so that being done, I'm going to close this, and we're done with this task, so I'm going to complete that. Okay, let's head on to task 5. Task 5 here is the Burp Suite API. Now in the Burp Suite extension modules, you have access to a wide range of API endpoints that allow you to create and integrate your modules with Burp Suite. Now these APIs expose various functionalities, enabling you to extend the capability of Burp Suite to suit your specific needs. Alright, now to view the available API endpoints, navigate to the API sub tab within the extension module. You click on API, so this is where we are right here. Okay, now each item listed in the left hand panel represents a different API endpoint, and that can be accessed within the extension. So we do have Burp Suite, we do have collaborator. Under the collaborator, we do have DNS details. These are our API endpoints, extensions, and so on. You have intruder. Under intruder, we have payload data, and so on and so forth. Okay, now the extensions API gives developers significant power and flexibility when writing custom extensions. You can use these APIs to seamlessly interact with Burp Suite existing functionalities and tailor your extensions to perform specific tasks. Okay, now Burp Suite supports multiple languages for writing extensions, such as Java, which is natively the language it was written in. You can directly use Java to write extensions for Burp Suite, taking advantage of the powerful APIs available. Now too, you can use Python via Jython interpreter, and if you prefer Python as your programming language, you can utilize Jython, which is a Java implementation of Python, to create Burp Suite extensions. And then lastly, you can use Ruby via JRuby. Developers familiar with Ruby can leverage JRuby, a Java implementation of Ruby, to build Burp Suite extensions. Okay. Now note, it is important to note that coding your extensions for Burp Suite can be a complex task, and it goes beyond the scope of this module. However, suppose you are interested in exploring this area further and creating custom extensions. In this case, Postfigure provides a comprehensive reference that is an excellent resource for developing Burp Suite extensions. And to learn more about Burp Suite extension development and to access the detailed reference, you can visit Postfigure official documentation's website. Here, this resource will provide the information and guidance needed to create powerful and customizable extensions that enhance your experience with Burp Suite. So you can actually check that out here on the Portugal website, and it will go a long way. Okay. Now we're going to end this particular task completed, and let's head on to the last task, conclusion. Okay. Congratulations, you have completed the Burp Suite extensions room. By going through these modules, you have gained valuable insight into how to use extensions to enhance the functionality of Burp Suite. You now have a solid understanding of how to install and manage extensions from the BApp store to extend Burp Suite's capabilities, 2 to integrate Jython to leverage Python models within the Burp Suite, and then to explore the APIs allowing you to develop custom Java, Python or Ruby models. Now with these skills, you can utilize the Burp Suite extensions module to its fullest potential in your web application security testing and vulnerability assessments. Now great job completing this module, and kudos to you for your dedication and effort. Keep exploring, learning and refining your cybersecurity skills. Happy hacking. Now I can use Burp Suite extensions. Yes, completed. Alright, congratulations. Thank you for studying with me. Thank you for learning with me. This is the end of the room for Burp Suite extensions, and also the last room under the web fundamentals learning path for Burp Suite here. Okay, so we just completed that. Next we're going to be starting the web hacking fundamentals, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.